In the sprawling library of time travel films, few leave a mark as indelible or as terrifying as Timecrimes, Los Chronocrimes, Nacho Vigalando's low-budget 2007 masterpiece. Despite flying under the radar for nearly 2 decades, this Spanish-language sci-fi thriller quietly carved out a cult following, and for good reason. With a taut runtime, minimal effects, and a premise that spirals into an existential nightmare, Timecrimes proves that true science fiction doesn't need spectacle, it just needs a brilliant idea. At its core, Timecrimes is a study in inevitability. It doesn't glamorize time travel or use it as a gimmick for grand-scale heroics. Instead, it tightens the screws around its lone protagonist, Hector, until both he and the viewer realize a harrowing truth. Time isn't a highway with exits. It's a loop, and the more you try to steer away, the deeper you sink into its trap. The film opens innocuously enough. Hector, a middle-aged man settling into a new home with his wife, glances through his binoculars and spots a woman undressing in the woods. Driven by curiosity, he ventures out, only to be attacked by a figure whose head is wrapped in bandages. His flight leads him to a nearby lab, where a strange machine unwittingly sends him back in time, just 1 hour. What follows is not an adventure, but a claustrophobic descent into psychological horror. Every attempt Hector makes to fix his situation only entrenches him deeper into the loop. Instead of preventing disaster, his actions cause it. The bandaged man turns out to be none other than himself. The voyeuristic moment that sparked his journey wasn't just a coincidence, it was part of the loop that must happen. This is where Timecrimes draws its power, not from the mystery of time travel, but from the crushing inevitability of it. Unlike most sci-fi that relies on complex jargon or futuristic tech, Timecrimes opts for simplicity. The time machine is just a metal tub filled with fluid. There are no long-winded explanations or fancy CGI. Vigilando, who also plays the technician in the film, is laser-focused on the emotional and ethical weight of Hector's choices. The result is a story that unfolds with surgical precision and steadily growing dread. The film's narrative structure is its real marvel. Every minute, every choice circles back with ruthless logic. As the loop closes tighter, Timecrimes reveals itself not as a puzzle to be solved, but as a trap to be understood. It's a film that dares to ask, what if time travel doesn't offer freedom, but erases it? Cara Elajalt's performance as Hector anchors the film with surprising depth. He isn't a scientist, hero, or villain, just a man who stumbles into something he can't control. And that makes his unraveling all the more painful to watch. Each decision he makes, even those with good intentions, turns into another step down a road he has already walked. While Timecrimes never reached box office success, earning just over $500,000 globally, it has become a favorite among sci-fi aficionados, especially those who admire the darker side of time travel narratives. With a 90% rating on Rotten Tomatoes and endorsements from critics like Roger Ebert, its legacy has grown quietly but steadily. In many ways, Timecrimes paved the way for other grim time loop tales like Dark, Predestination, and Triangle. But what sets it apart is how effectively it traps the viewer in the same loop as its character. By the end, the audience doesn't just watch Hector's tragedy unfold, they feel it, and dread it, and accept it. Nearly 2 decades later, Timecrimes stands as one of the most effective demonstrations of how powerful small-scale sci-fi can be. It's a masterclass in storytelling economy, psychological tension, and thematic depth. For fans of Dark or 12 Monkeys, or for anyone who thinks they've seen every great time travel movie, Timecrimes is the chilling exception you'll wish you found sooner.